Hey, this is Kineer. Welcome to another live stream of Dune Awakening. Let's see where we're at. Right? This might be episode 25 or 26 at this point in time. Starting to rack up. I don't think I'm going to start. I think I'm going to stop counting those at this point in time. So anyway, just a reminder on multi-streaming. I'm over on YouTube at Kineer and on Twitch /Kineer Gaming. So watch where you like. Subscribe, follow, all that good stuff. If you would be so kind. Somewhere along the way today, please hit the like button. It helps the algorithm, helps the channel. Feel free to comment in the chat, comment on the videos afterwards if you're watching this later, and I always try to respond to anything and everything that comes up. So anyway, last time we tore down the base. It sounds like we're getting into a cycle here, and I think tore down the deep desert base, and then this time we're going to put it back up. So we actually timed it. I think we timed it just perfectly. There was a lot of problems. I don't want to say there was a lot of problems. There were some things that happened in the patch yesterday where they reallocated or they moved a control point in the middle of a PvE cluster of bases and made them all PvP, and a bunch of people across lots of worlds had their bases raided when they were supposed to be safe and they thought they were safe. The good news for us was that I had already cleaned our base out on a Sunday night, so it didn't happen to us, but if it had, there would have been relatively little there, nothing really to go after, but still kind of an interesting mistake. I think it's a mistake on the part of on Funcom. And so we had to deal with the fact that there's now this new mechanic. If you fly over anything PvP, you're going to be flagged for PvP for 30 seconds plus. So even if you're just over it for a brief second or two, that's it. So anyway, so we're rebuilding. Sounds like there was somebody nearby. There was a base behind me, and then they left. You can't even see it right now. Maybe somebody else moved in. Anyway. So my goal today is I went out there this morning and I wasn't going to start the live stream at 5:30 in the morning, but I went out there this morning and I did a little bit of surveying and mapping, and I found a spot and I grabbed a quick spot out there and just put a little granite box over the top of it. So we have a spot in the deep desert out in the E row, which is what I wanted, and I just jumped up here for no reason and forgot to bring my assault ornithopter. Because what I need to do now is I need to grab the assault ornithopter and take a load of building materials out and get the building built. So our first move will be to get this landed out here just because it's convenient. I know I could do this while it's sitting up there, but this feels like a little RP, you know, like we're going to park down here next to the materials and we're going to put them into the ornithopter. And well, unless I'm trapped in the wings. So it is very dark in here too. So this is the stuff we just brought down yesterday. I already have one of those. I'll probably do some more mapping up there. I will note this morning for a quick change is it looked like I was getting 150 XP for each sector, which is, it used to be 100, I think. Maybe it's gone up because of my level. Maybe they changed it. I don't know. But I was getting 150 XP per sectors. So if you can imagine doing 81 sectors, that's a pretty sizable amount of XP and probably can help. So what am I doing here? Assault ornithopter. Let's go ahead and put all this stuff out there. Let's sort by volume. This should be... I don't need that. I'm going to take this is the Solido Replicator, which I'm going to have in my inventory. I'm dressed for the desert right now. I think I have my, let me make sure I have everything I need. I'm wearing this low-end mercenary suit, so I'm not going anyplace interesting. I mean, I'm not going out into the PvP areas or doing anything. I have too many, I have more weapons than I need. I do have a construction tool, which is what I need, and I have the Solido Replicator. So I should be able to go out there, and I think, let me go ahead and check the inventory here. Should have enough material for at least one box in here. Do I have some aluminum? I have aluminum. I have silicone blocks, so I can make some crates out here. That's important. I have fuel. I have more than enough salvage metal to put in some very low-end materials. You know what I don't have here is I do not have the materials necessary in order to make the pentashields. So I'm missing the Surbox. I thought I just dealt with this yesterday, and I thought I refilled this. Maybe I messed it up. Did I miss them? No. I wonder if I used some. Let me double check this real quickly. We're gonna have to put this on the bar. If I want to do a pentashield, that is in here. It's in utilities. Calibrated Servox, I need 18 divided by 2. I need at least 9 calibrated Servox. I need 60 divided by 2. I need 30 cobalt paste and 3 steel ingots. So, it's interesting. I'll take these, and if I... I'm going to say 10. Give me 10 of them. I don't know why those aren't there. That doesn't make any sense to me. And the cobalt paste, 20 times 3 is... Hold on. Didn't mean to do that. Just wanted to look at the inventory, that's all. If something's wrong with my count. I don't know why my count was off. Cobalt paste. That's enough cobalt paste. That's enough for some crates. That's enough for the pentashields. And that's enough for that. The steel ingots kind of make me nervous. I know it says like 2 apiece, so 6, but like it really feels like I'm going to need more. It does. So I'm going to go ahead and take another 3. This was all extra stuff. I don't know how this was out here, but let's get out there to the deep desert and hold on. I want to take, just in case I need it, I do want to take one of these light ornithopters with me in the tool. Let's take that one. Okay. And let's get out of here. So this week I am put the base in the middle of the map. So fuel is good, fuel is okay. So I think if I go into the middle section of the deep desert map, and I go to, I should show up in A5, and that should be a good place for me to take off from. I'm gonna have to turn down the volume again, as is often the case. That's really loud in my earbuds. Very, very loud. Yes, please, let's go to the map. Let's go to the map, Joe. Can I turn that down a little bit? Let's go to 30. Let's see what that does. Okay, so instead of going to the left this week, we're going to go to the middle. That's going to be our primary entry point. Hey, Ben, nice to see you. Very nice. How are you today? I'm doing all right. I'm not going to have a long live stream today. Certainly I'm late today. I've got some, let's say, outside work consulting that has to get done this week, and I need more time to prep. But I got to get the base up at least functional so that anybody who's in the guild who wants to go out and at least do some basic exploration in the deep desert will have a place to go. So we're going to get the base up. We'll see what else I get done. I might get some mapping done. I might not. I don't know. If I'm lucky, I will be able to, I could also stand up water and power, but we'll see. So let's see, I am in A5, which is close to a couple of these. Moving. How far did you have to go? Or how far did you get to go? I shouldn't say have to go. Moving can be a lot of fun, and it can be a whole new thing. Man, this thing flies so slow. So I have 11 kilometers to go. My temperature is not high yet, but it's going to go through the roof in just moments. Okay, let's go ahead and kick that down and see if we can get on the path here. 154 sounds about right. We're going to aim a little low. Let's go ahead and top off the fuel since we're... Actually, there was just a tiny bit left in that last one, so we're going to go ahead and kick it up. I think I can fly out here without passing over any control points. So that's not 100% guarantee, but I think this path will take me out there without too much trouble. Not that there's a lot of problems, but oh, very cool. Glad to hear that. We're going to go ahead and kick back up, pick up some altitude, see how that goes. Make sure I don't overheat the engine. That makes a big difference. Neighbors make a huge difference. We've had some that come and go. We've had some that were interesting and some that, you know, if you stick around long enough, you get a little bit of everything. I didn't pick up my speed. That was my fault. Shoot. So let me see if I can get the. So there's a control point right there, and I'm going to fly pretty close to it. I don't know. We'll see. I think on the way out, I've got a more direct route over to A4 because the exit, I can exit on A4 or A5, but when you come in, they pick wherever you come in. So, oh man, there you go. I'm down to 570. Not what I wanted. Let's see if we can get our altitude back up a little bit. I assume this is going to be a 2 or 3 boost trip every time with this large craft. Okay, let's get our speed back. Okay, that's where I want to be, right there. And I don't have any place to land out here. I hope there's no storm or anything when I get here. Because if so, I'm going to have to find a rock to crawl under until I get this thing built. Oh no, I haven't been back in that one for a while. There were a couple little bugs at the end of it that were kind of nagging, but I could work around them. But I do want to go back and see if they've resolved them. I know they've released a couple of updates, which is nice. I mean, really, you don't expect anything less from them. They're pretty diligent about that. Okay, let's go ahead and get that third boost in. And we're going to do this too. Turned it off this morning while I was exploring. It's a little hard to explore quickly and figure out where you're at and what you're doing when you don't have sector identifiers. But I understand what they're doing and why they do it, so. I did come out and essentially just map the whole E row to see what was around. And I did find one buried testing station out in E7 this week, I think. It's on the far side of the map. It wasn't too far out. So there is a testing station to go into. We'll see if it looks like the ones on the A row, or if it is, it's like the ones that are out in the PvP desert. I don't know what they've done. That's interesting. So I don't know where I'm going to land. I think I'm going to land over here. We actually have several Stravidium nodes on this thing, which is kind of cool. So, pretty excited about that. Oops, let me see this. Where's it going to put me? Okay, let's go up here. Can I build with what's in the bay, or what's in my box? So what I want is, I cannot, so I need silicone blocks, and it's got a leg. It's like a cat hanging off of a couch or something. It's got a leg hanging out there, which is funny as... give me 45. Oh, 63, whatever. Give me 45 or 63, I don't care. Can I... play it? How about we just do this? How about there, man? There you go. Can I pull from the assault ornithopter? Yeah. Let's see if I can keep myself from roasting in the sun as well. So what's going to happen here? Okay, so this is... Gotta turn that around. I think I'm going to have to tear this down first. Oh, let's tear this stuff down first. Let's move this someplace interesting, like maybe over on this little stand here. I don't even know if this is going to work. Let's see if this works. Is my inventory full? Oh, there was like stuff in there. Yeah, I got it. I got it. Roasting in the sun. Very much. Whoops. That shouldn't be too heavy. Okay, can I... Oh yeah, now the sun's going down. Nice. I think our timing should be good on that. So now the question is, can I Solido replicate this thing? Everything should be on your land, which... okay, let's see if I can do this. It's almost impossible to figure out what you're doing on this thing with... stand out here and spin this around. No. Am I off to the side? I see some orange out there in the back. Okay, I gotta get back up here. This is going to be almost impossible to figure out. I'm going to step up to the edge. I think this is what I want right here. I hope so. So if I go to the right, if I go to the left, okay, I'm picking up some orange up there ahead. Turn it a little bit. Can't really see what's going on behind me. So I think I need to, let me go ahead and hit my 7. I need to orient myself straight forward. That's about as straight as we're going to get. Now we're going to do this. We're going to back up. I think that's going to be okay, height-wise. All pieces must be placed on your land. Cancel blueprint placement. Hold on, I'm parched. I've been standing in the sun too long. Well, I don't know how they would have... I think that's it, right? No. I'm so close. I'm very, very close. Thought I had it. All pieces must be placed by another object. Everything's on my land. Okay, there's something off to the left. I can see it. Whoop. All pieces on my land. I can almost see the orange up there. Is the rock going to be a problem? I have 2 spots. How about, hold on, let me, this is a copper node, and I don't really think anybody's going to care if we overwrite this or sit over the top of it. Oh, you know what? This is actually way more trouble than I thought it was going to be. Let's move this box right here. Let's move this right here too. Okay, so that's what it looks like. I almost saw it moving, or it was almost where it needed to be, I think. Oh, blocked by character? That's okay. I saw blocked by character. That's the fun one right there when you're like, I wonder if I had it at some point in time. This could be fun. Foundation is beneath the terrain surface. So now I'm blocked by something else I've built. Oh, that's my fault. Okay. We're gonna do this one. This is entertaining. Well, I mean, it's entertaining for me. I don't know if it's probably driving everybody else crazy, but that's okay. This is I've never kind of had to deal with this level of... Okay, that's the whole structure. Clearly I need to make a smaller structure. Can I get it this close? And now it's going to be... I'm blocking and... placement blocked by character. Oh, close. Okay, it's there. I have no idea where it's at. This is going to be fascinating. Okay, let's see what we get here. Sort by volume. This could be absolutely tragically unusually weird. Come on, into the box. I don't know what's going on with that. That doesn't make any sense. Okay, so now we're going to get out our... I don't need those anymore. So... Okay, let's get up here, man. So this part I recognize. So there is going to be a rock in the middle of my base. I don't care. Doesn't bother me. We wanted a rock in the middle of the base. I'm just going to say that's what I was planning the whole time, was a rock in the middle of the base. Just so we're clear on that. I'm just amazed that this actually fits. Oh, so I'm going to have to burn some more foundation pieces to bring this up. That's okay. I kind of thought I might have... No. Thank you. That's not what I wanted. I kind of thought I might need to do exactly that. Hey, Sir Garden's a lot. I swear I'm going to put a floor here. I'm not going to put a floor here. Give me this. Can I put a floor here? Yeah, the back end structure is going to be fascinating. Yeah, I looked at that later, actually, Sir Garden's a lot. Definitely. When they moved those, a bunch of people, you know, just kind of moved in and said, oh, look, those are PvP now, and they were used to raiding the ones that were deeper in the desert. It's unlikely it's unlikely that they didn't understand that nobody there expected to be participating in PvP or have their bases raided. They just, they felt it was an opportunity that was theirs to take advantage of, so that's my take on it. And quite frankly, they just, they made the case for more measures to constrain PvPers, I guess. I don't know. It all depends. Does Funcom want people to participate in PvP when they want to, or just, you know, when somebody else decides that they want to participate in PvP without their permission? But a lot of people complained, and it looked legitimate to me. If you had your base out there, so it's almost like, you know, there was no warning of that change. You know, we can go ahead and, you know, we know that already, right? There was no warning that that change was taking place. Just took place that morning. Nobody knew about it, and I just happened to have already emptied our base the night before of everything, but we weren't in the affected area. So yeah, they're having an interesting time trying to do what they say they want to do versus what they're actually doing. If that makes any sense. Oh, I'm going to have to do, what am I spending here? 9 every time to get this foundation up? It's worth it. We need it. What is that one? Oh, that's just plastone. Might have to bring up more plastone. Actually, I probably need to start putting like another 500 in reserve at least. Maybe these walls that I'm not going to build right here, because there's no way somebody's coming. Like, I'm not going to have that option. It's interesting. Yeah. It's interesting, you know, they want the PvP game, they want the PvE game. This is Funcom, I mean. They want all those options. They want everybody here to somehow play together. I think it still bears to be seen whether their plan will work out in the long run. I think it's probably working out mostly, but it's definitely got some rough edges, and some of those people I heard about lost quite a few assets. I mean, a lot. Now, that said, if it's Monday morning and you have 1,000 spice melange in your base, which seems like an incredible amount to me, like that's just part of it is, for me, it's not inconceivable, but it sure seems like there's a lot there. Some of those people had a lot of material. Some of them lost. At least I read, you know, entire ornithopter fleets, right? So once people got into their base, they kind of took everything. Well, not that they took it all; they just destroyed it. Anything they could get their hands on, they wiped out, which is kind of the issue. How are we doing? 2,000 plastone left. Pretty tall, man. Just saying. So much clicking. This is the clicking game. I have now... I mean, this is not a clicking game, but you get what I'm saying. This is the wearing out your mouse button game. No. That was an accident. No. That's twice that it's happened. Why is that happening? I'm not zoomed in. I'm not aiming at the right piece, am I? Exploding apes. I can't even say the rest of that. Ziggy. Ooh, no, it's not my intention. Well, no, I would agree. It's not PvP. It's just people who are, you know, who are looking for opportunities for people who aren't engaged in PvP to take advantage of them or to delete them. I don't think that's PvP. I think PvP is when a group of people are clearly engaged in something. Like, I don't think right now that this PvP indicator flying over a control point is PvP. That's clearly, like, if I'm flying over it at 700 meters, I'm not trying to take that control point. I'm not engaging in PvP. I'm barely even there for 15 seconds, or for 5 seconds, 10 seconds. And I'm going to be marked PvP over the top of that because I flew over. Clearly, I'm not there for that purpose. That's not PvP as far as I'm concerned. That's my opinion. You can, you know, people can have different opinions about what PvP is, but, you know, if the opinion is if you're inside a particular geographic boundary, that's pretty much that's playing with the lines there as far as I'm concerned, because you're talking about people who didn't even intend to come into it, right? I mean, it's one thing to say like there's a halfway marker on the E line, right? We know that one. And if you fly across that, you're in the PvP zone. Is what a node on the map. There's a copper node that probably just got buried. I don't care about it. Nobody up here is going to care about a copper node. Shouldn't. And plus this week they've expanded the number of nodes. I found some titanium like in the B row just not too long ago, so they're doing a little better this week on that stuff, which is okay by me. 1348. Yeah, so there's this whole thing Funcom keeps talking about, like, you know, we don't think anybody should have to engage in PvP if they don't want to, and you can get away with it and whatever. I'm like, and yet there are PvP marked zones in, you know, in the lower half of the deep desert. Clearly there's PvP ships in the A row. They've been there the whole time. And if you fly up to them, if you walk up to them, you know that you're there, right? You know that you're risking, you know, some kind of conflict with people. Oh no, what did am I missing something? Oh, I can't build that there yet. There you go, that's interesting. I'm not going to worry about those other pieces for right now. I'm going to go to the basement, and we're going to put in place... I don't know. How many of these do we need? Some? We need some of these. Let's put in place some of these. There you go. There's some of them. How many is in a sum? I don't know where my... I guess I do need to find out how to... Is that the right side? I was very close. I'll fix that in just a moment. I'm going to put this inside here somewhere. Seems like a good place to me. What happens if I do this? Will this work? Is it a couple days worth of power across the board? Yeah, we got something going on, don't we? 600 units of power. We're using a whopping 35. I don't even know what we're using that 35 for. That's kind of clever. Do I have enough for a couple of those? Maybe. Should. Yeah, there's one there now. Let's get the angle right. There we go. We got that thing going on, don't we? Let's see, can we build out here? We can. I don't know, my experience, I'm just going to call you exploding. My experience was, before they made the changes to the PvE region, like they expanded it halfway up, we had just been hanging out on the A row, and I had started to make my first kind of passes out, just flying all the way out to I and doing big loops and figuring out what was out there. I hadn't been out there, not with a group, whatever, just, you know, checking it out, right? And then they changed it within like a day. Like literally the day after was the day they changed all that stuff. This place is pretty high up in the air. That was kind of crazy. They changed it within a day, and so we moved a base out there. And you know, we went ahead and set up a base. You know, just we had one on the B row already, so we put a base out there on the E row so that we could kind of explore. So there's a node right there, and I purposely did not block or stand over the top of it, so anybody who shows up can come get Stravidium. There's another one nearby, but that copper node is toast as far as I'm concerned. I don't really care about it. There's a couple Stravidium nodes here. There's another one over nearby. I didn't see any titanium on this particular base, so anyway. I can't even... Can I get in here? Like, this is fun. Okay, I guess I'm going to have to put, like, a platform or something out here just for the sake of it. So, you know, what was the next thing I did? So the next thing I did was, like, okay, we're on E, so I start to do my kind of normal exploration and that kind of thing. Why can I not build that there? Is the doors there? Oh. There you go. I'm going to have to build a platform around the side. And let's see. For the most part, I was finding a few resources here and there. I landed on a titanium island. There was one ornithopter there. I was kind of hovering around to see what it was, what its disposition was, and it was the first time anybody had fired on me. So just one ornithopter just sitting out there on a titanium island by itself just started shooting at me for no particular reason. You know,
Sector
12.
weather alert. A large sandstorm is approaching.
Oh, that's good timing on my part. You know, there were 12 or so 12, 15 nodes. I don't know what it was. There were plenty of nodes out there. It wasn't like there was any real resource contention. It wasn't like there was even an established group out there. It was just, you know, somebody was like, oh, you're here, I have rockets, you don't have rockets, I'm going to shoot at you. I had at least one experience where, like, you know, came out on a Sunday morning or something and was able to farm a large spice field. There were 4 or 5 people there, and everybody just kind of took up positions on it and took whatever they wanted and left. I came out some other time during the week to a different one, and there was one assault ornithopter in the air, and I could see he was farming. And I went to the other side of the map, the other side of the spice field myself. Nobody else around, right? There was no major operation going on. There were no carriers. There was nothing happening out there. And The moment I landed, some guy lands on top of me and starts trying to,
Sector weather
hold me
alert.
down to the ground
A
so he
large
could pin me down
sandstorm is
and
approaching.
call a worm or something like that, right? I'm like, so that's not, I was not there in any kind of PvP capacity other than I crossed into a barrier. I crossed over into a line and somebody's like, well, you're here. I can try to deny you access to the game from this point. I don't think that's PvP. Any more than I think that, somebody who goes to a bar at night is consenting to be, drugged or otherwise abused in some way, shape, or form because they crossed the barrier into the doorway, right? There's lots of people who decide that, they're gonna come up with a reason of what's acceptable as how to treat you because you're there, but they're not actually participating in PvP. There are other people out here who are setting up arenas and fighting each other, or groups that are, a 5-on-5 or 10-on-10 or 8-on-12 or whatever it is, and they're all they're clearly like relatively well matched, but there are a bunch of people who are just predatory as far as I'm concerned. And you can look at it and go, well, yeah, I know I don't wear fancy jewelry into bad neighborhoods and things like that, but
Sector weather
quite
alert.
frankly,
A large
it doesn't
sandstorm
excuse
is
the people who
approaching.
abuse other people anyway. So that's my opinion after a couple weeks out here. I think it's a little too loose of a board or a boundary, and there are a small number of people who are probably going to make PvP far less available to a larger number of people. Oh, I'm not even on the right level. I don't want this. If they keep doing that, and that's the unfortunate thing, right? You're like, PvP is a valid form of gameplay, and it has to do with, and I think it's going to be more important in the future than ever with AI. Like, people are going to crave the ability to play against human players because of the unpredictability and all the other stuff like that, right? But there's just a small group of them that, frankly, I don't know if it's self-control, impulse control issues or what it is. I have no idea what it is, but they come out and they do that kind of thing, and they don't really kind of see where they're crossing the line.
Sector
And then you
weather
got like
alert. A
legitimate
large sandstorm
PvP
is
players who are
approaching.
like, it's not us, but they're not controlling them. There's no way. I mean, I don't know. Can they control them, right? Unless they're in your guild, there's not much you can do about them, right? They're in your guild, you could say something to them, but it's just a very gray line, and with so many people trying to define what PvP is or isn't for so many other people, I don't know if there's an answer. I mean, like, I don't think Funcom, I kind of don't want Funcom policing it. That seems like a terrible idea to me. Like, they're going to do something, and that's what we're seeing right now, is they're just out there, like, doing something because they want to protect their financial interests, which can't blame them for that either. I can't, right? But the real issue is kind of behavioral with a small number of people, and there's really no mechanism that I see to control them. And I'm ratting around out here, like, and I'm not finding it to be. I think there's some borders on it that are not borders on behavior that don't exist. The only thought I had, and I like this idea, but probably other people won't, is I think if you are, let's say, a hardcore player killer, like you just, Funcom knows the statistics, they know the data, they know how many people are out here, and they know what the average kill rates are, right? And they could just, above a certain level, if you just have a lot of kills, or some, high percentage-wise over, a certain standard deviation or something like that from a statistical perspective, they could put a bounty on you and make you visible to everybody around you. And they could do that to entire guilds if they're harboring groups of people who are just, killing lots of people. But they, and it would be statistically driven. If everybody has an average kill rate, then everybody has an average kill rate. It almost levels itself. So if you're on a server where everybody loves to PvP and everybody's constantly fighting each other and killing other players and things like that, then that average for that server or that deep desert is going to be higher. And so very few are going to stick up above that average and get targeted or labeled. But if those people want PvP, put a bounty on them. Make them drop like 100 spice melange or 500 or something like that. You'll see how many people come out and want to PvP them. Maybe you'll get 20 on 1 or something like that. But then it's like a self-policing system. Like, I don't, like I said, I haven't really thought the whole thing out. I'm sure there's 100 holes in that theory, right? But I look at it and I'm like, Funcom could try to fix it from the top, like they're like the universal police force. That seems kind of bad. Individual solo players can kind of, rat around and do what they can, but they can't really fight even a small organized group of people that are arming individuals who aren't involved in PvP, who aren't armed, who are just kind of out here. And so, there's a middle ground, and maybe the guilds could do it. Because if the guilds could do it, the guilds would be like, well, everybody in our guild got labeled with a bounty, including all of our own farmers, because these 3 guys just go out there and, chase people all day long. Suddenly the guild cares. I don't know. It'll be interesting to watch. I think the game's great. Just to be clear, I think the game is great. I really like the game. I enjoy it. I play too much of it. But it definitely has some things. And I was never, full disclosure, clearly, I'm not like a Rust player or something like that. People tell me like, oh, there's this kind of thing happens in these other games. And I'm like, I don't play those games. I don't know. I'm a sandbox survival player, So PvP, in my opinion, is very limited. And, if there's a bunch of us and there's not a bunch of whoever else, then that's what's going to happen. This is going to be a mess to build. I have no idea how this is going to work out. I think I clearly do not have enough material. Yeah, hold on, let's get rid of this. Can I get rid of this door? Thank you. I need to get rid of that door. Because I'm going to have to bring a bunch of plastone out here to get the foundations up for this stuff. Because I did not have to build this much foundation on the last one we put together. That's interesting. How did I get there? I could turn a bunch of this into just... No, it was... might need foundations here for what I had, because this is where all my power went. I'm sure I can overhang lore sections in some places too, but... We'll start with this and see where it goes. Oh, there was a rail there. I don't remember even putting that out here. Yeah, I'm going to have to bring out another 1,000 plastone, which is fine. What is that? Oh, I see what it is. I got to get rid of it. At least until I can put the other foundations in here. That's interesting. Why can't I put that there? I was going to say. I'd be able to. I'm going to stop after this row, and then we'll figure out what to do with this front end. The front end was just decorative. I mean, I put the wind turbines up here. So, like, there's a whole structure out there that I may or may not be able to... So, actually, it's only one more row of foundations. I bet I can get that. I bet I can. Because that next row is all overhanging. If I can get that out there, I'll be thrilled. It's going to be close. I guess the other question in my mind, and this is just going back, and I don't even know if exploding is still here, but there are so many. I think there are probably really good examples of PvP titles out there that are very active and doing fine and really, and financially successful, right? Is this Funcom trying to just get in that space? Like, I don't know. I don't really know what Funcom's trying to accomplish and what they're going to call success, right? Connect to a structure. That's funny. Yes, I probably should connect that to a structure, shouldn't I? Like, what are they trying to be? Because I didn't play... I mean, I dabbled in Conan. But I certainly wasn't there for the long haul in that game. I don't know what else I'm missing over here. $251, 6 apiece. I wonder if I get the floor in this structure here. Should be able to, right? No, I didn't want the doorway, but whatever. Be that way about it. And let's see, connect to a structure. Didn't like that, did it? It'll work in a second. Okay, so I'm not going to fall through anymore, which is nice. And I would like a door here, please. That would be kind of ideal. Nope. I don't know, what else am I missing? If this works, if that's... Before I try to put some of those walls up out there, I just don't think I've got enough material for the rest of it. So I have that edging. I have 2 days worth of fuel. That's in place. This little landing lip, or whatever you want to call it, is in place. I'm happy with that one. That's in place. Okay, that's good. I can go ahead and burn the rest of these. Technically speaking, let's go ahead and... not those. Let's take these down. I'll take those. Yeah, that's a copper node that's in here. I don't have any. I mean, I guess I could dig around it or something, but I don't really care. Like I said, I don't think anybody else is going to care about that copper node either. So here's a good question. Can I... 6 apiece. $84. It is going to be so close, isn't it? It's going to be like... No, it's going to work. It's crazy. Even with the extra foundations I had to put out there. Okay, now I have my little water sealed. Let's, speaking of water. What I don't have... Do I even have the materials for these? Hold on. Let's see how this works. Are these granite? I don't know what they are. These are decorations I had. Where are the decorations? Are they under here? Ornamental. What do those take? Plastone. Yes. My 2 trees. I had 2 trees. And now I have 4 plastone left. That's kind of crazy. And I had to take down these walls in here, which aren't important. Those walls are kind of important. When I was slightly concerned about people peeking in. Nobody's going to peek. I mean, it doesn't matter. There's nothing in here right now. If I want to bring more plastone up, I can. So this is where are we at? 2 days, 22 hours. So that's fine. One more trip up, and I can bring up all of the wind turbines and the water storage and the rest of the power. And the last trip is actually the group of materials I need to bring up, or fabricators and things like that. So otherwise, this thing's good. Can I have enough room? Let's do that. let's see how this lined up. Oh yeah, so I need more. I need a bunch of foundation, but I can put foundation down here, which is pretty cool. If I want it to look nice. Like, that's enough structurally to do what it needs to do, but clearly I can't leave it that way for my own satisfaction. Yeah, interesting. I'll bring up another 500 plastone just for that. 1,000 maybe, whatever. Some. And so, what's down here? Oh, that's their subfief. Their glowing subfief. I don't need that one. I guess I'll put stairs up around the edge. That sounds like a fine idea. Yeah, we'll just put some stairs up there. Or I'll get rid of that door entirely. That door's pointless. I wonder... I wonder how much room I have back there. I can't... Can I build a ramp to get out? Oops, missed that one, didn't I? Yeah, I have enough room there. That's interesting. I could have brought this... Yeah, well, I couldn't have brought it back. That was the best I could do, just wedging it into that space. So I have space on this side. Not much, just a little bit. So that's almost perfect, right? I could put a door here. I like that. So that's what we're going to do. Is I'm going to have a door over here. We're going to move that over to this side. Can I... I don't have... I bet I have granite. Granite here. Is that the stairway? It's right next to the stairway. I don't need that. I don't need that. I don't need that. I don't need that. And I don't need that door. Which walls am I using there? Not those walls. What wall is that? Kind of can't see. Is it this one? No, it's not that one. But we'll deal with that later. That turned out better than I thought. I'm just saying. I'm not going to complain, but structural. How much do those cost? Those are 9 apiece. That's it. So yeah, so 9 apiece. I need more than a few of those. What's my inventory looking like? 160. Since we're here, we might as well grab this. Is that one over here? It's currently gone. We've already burned that one up. So I guess that's nice. There's a little bit of stravidium here already. I mean, I've just been here a little while. 236 of that. What else do I have to build? I can build storage. How many can I build? 4. There you go. That's exactly what I wanted right here, right? right next to the chunk of rocks. Yeah, that's a node, and it's going to spawn back like every... How fast do those spawn back? 20 minutes or something? Yeah, I'm going to end up covering that up with something. I should probably convert that to roof material too, shouldn't I? What is the structural roof? Is that a triangle rooftop? That is 12. What was I using? Triangle floor? Also 12? It's got to be green. Got to match the rest. Can't see it in the dark, but it'll be green in a moment. Something something for the Duke. And I just broke the wall down because... Did I? Nope, I didn't. All right. Come on, get in. You can do it. Yep, good enough. Right between those two hills. Slightly to the south. Temperature still steady. Now we're going to climb. Thank you. Can't really see the horizon line, so we might pass near that control point. We'll see. Might just skirt around it, I don't know. So, case in point, let me see if I can do this real quickly. Let's get to 150 something. I want it there. A little slow coming back up. 705. Oh, I just crossed a boundary into the border or something. Is that it? I'm going to let off of that. So right down here on my left, and I don't know, I'm at 638, something like that. I think is a control point. Yeah, there it is. You can see it right there. So I don't know if this flight path is going to be by here, but clearly I'm not engaged in PvP here. I'm not flying down to it. I'm not trying to trigger it. I'm not trying to get any points. The Landsrath probably isn't even active. It has nothing to do with anything. But if I fly over it, I'm flagged PvP as if that doesn't make any sense to me. I can't shoot anybody down there from 700, 600 meters, I don't think. I don't think even if I had rockets on an ornithopter that I could hit somebody 600, maybe I could hit somebody 600 meters below. I think the aiming point is 200 and something meters, but maybe they'll continue going, I don't know. So maybe there's a legitimate reason to be PvP just for flying over it. It seems to me like they should be able to also gauge that based on whether the Landsraad control point is even active. So that would even make a little more sense to me. It's like if you looked at it and you're like, oh yeah, well, that task is active for that house, that control point, it is going to be PvP for everyone around it. Otherwise, it's just a point on the ground. I don't think it's a resource you could even contest, is it? Is there a benefit for being near it? Don't know. Those are just rough edges, right? Like, they're there in the game, they have super legitimate purposes. At certain times, they're very much for a legitimate PvP activity, but other times they're just like getting a bunch of people's bases destroyed. What in the world? Clearly didn't get my, or maybe it's just because that cliff's so high. Turn around and get the power up there. I don't really want to go mapping. I can go map zones too. I don't really want to do that. But I think it's like 2 more loads to get the cisterns up there, the water supply, the wind traps. I'll have to check the boxes to see what's actually there. Who's fighting? Oh, it's the Sandflies camp up there, whatever it is. escape the wings? I did. Excellent. Okay, so there's nothing left in here. I have a little bit of plastone in there. Let's put those in here. So this looks like it is what I need for the power generators, right? And then the water's next. I'm gonna guess that's what it is. What is the 119 melange for? That's a good question. So these are the power generators. Steel ingots, calibrated servox, and cobalt paste. So I need at least, I think I had 650 minus 2, 300 something cobalt paste. Hey, Illuminati, how are you? 100 calibrated servox, and then 250 steel ingots. Does that sound about right? No, that doesn't sound right at all. So this must be the water stuff. So this is not calibrated servox, the steel ingots. Yeah, so that's the power. Yeah, so that's the power right there, without a doubt. Complex machinery. So this is going to be the cistern and things like that. So we had, actually, this is the 2 spice melange, only 5 apiece. Calibrated servox. It's almost like I need to take all these materials up in 2 loads, store them in the boxes, and then start to put all the rest of the pieces back in place. Because that's everything, I think. I might have had the problem where, like, people were talking about losing things moving back and forth between the deep desert and Haga Basin. There were some things yesterday that I made 3 very distinct separate trips. Like, I took down a group of items, brought them down here, and put them in one box. I took down another group of items, put them in one box, and then the final group. And then I looked at the box, and, like, all the materials weren't there to, like, put all the pentashields back up. So things were missing. And I either didn't get them back when I deconstructed it, or I lost them in transit. I don't know. Because I thought you got everything back when you deconstructed it, but I could be, and maybe that's just, I'm dreaming. Maybe I need to be constantly topping off the supplies here. Like, I'm going to get up there and I won't be able to actually build everything. So 1,000 right there. I have to move something over here, 800. So I'm going to have to move something in here anyway. I need to move at least 100 V over. We do the duraluminum and take that up. Yeah. It's a lot of copper ingots. What the world do I have all those copper ingots for? I think, so those were being used to make, like, survey balls, I think. So, I could be wrong. Plastinium ingots, clearly this was, so this is for the, yeah, this is for the medium spice refiner. I just don't think I had everything I needed over here. It was wild. Go ahead and just take all this stuff by volume. Clearly that's for the power, right? That's 2 trips. Oh, I must have carried some of that with me. I probably carried some of that in my own inventory. That's what I was doing. Yeah, that was it. 16. I don't need that one in there, do I? And then I put some of that in my own inventory. Yep, that was that load. What else can I take? And I'll end up taking 88 in here, so that'll be some of that. Yeah, that's fine. That'll be another trip. I'm going to take a quick break. I'll be back in a couple of minutes, and then I'm going to take this trip up there and see what I can get built. Hopefully, that does include the power. Steel ingots. Calibrated servox, cobalt paste, and steel ingots. Let's double check. No, it's not. That's not the power. This is water cisterns. Storage? Yeah, I think it really looks to me like there's a lot of missing steel ingots where they got moved into something. So I'll be right back in just a couple minutes. We'll figure that one out. I'm not sure what's going on with it. Kind of interesting, though. Back? There you go. I'm back. I've decided I'm going to offload this stuff back out of here, and I'm just going to take what I need in order to get the... I'm gonna kind of strategically take some stuff. I want the power, and I want the storage. I want to make sure I have the water storage. Fuel will be last. Let's make sure I have everything I need for the... Make sure I have everything I need for the power. So water storage is going to be... I don't think I had a large one, did I? Maybe I did. Think about that in a little bit. I want the power up there. So that's 450, 225 steel ingots minimum. Let's just take let's take 300 steel ingots. 120 calibrated cervix. I don't have 120 calibrated cervix, do I? I'll get close. And cobalt paste. 650. How much do I have in here? Let's just take all that. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Let's take all the cobalt paste. Should be okay with that. That should be enough to get all the power up, I think. Might as well take all the steel units. And then what was the water units? Silicone blocks. I need 250, 240 duraluminum. That is so crazy. I'm gonna have to go get more of those calibrated cervix because clearly that was not happening. $250 silicone blocks. Small spice incoming. Spice melange. It's the calibrated cervix. I need 70 for that. Then I need so many for these. I need at least 170, if not closer to 200 calibrated cervix. And I need a little bit of spice melange. Let's just take 20 up there. I think I need to go get some more calibrated cervix out of another box someplace. And I think I definitely lost some along the way. I mean, and I don't think anybody came up here and took any. Though everybody is really cautious about borrowing out of other containers, unless I took some with me. Is that all I have? I wonder if those are keep 48 back here. 199. That feels like I should be able to put power and water up there. And if I don't get all the power, that's okay. I don't really need all the power, do I? Because I have all those generators downstairs, but I'm quite surprised that the numbers aren't adding up. I'm just saying, it's very strange that the numbers don't add up. Okay, let's get up there and see if we can get this stuff built. If we're generating, I don't even have filters on it. No. I'm going back for the filters. Of course, there's a question. Were there filters in the box? I didn't even see filters in the box. I have to have them, though. If I take the water down, there's no filters in the box. Did I lose all the filters in the process? Yeah, I don't even have filters, so I can put those I can put those up there, but I don't have filters for them. Isn't that interesting? And, yeah, clearly I also need fuel. I wasn't thinking about that. At least enough to get going. Yeah, so I lost filters too. I don't know if I lost them in transit. Don't know. I have to make a note that every week I need to make new filters and take them up there, even if they were in use. But they could have, you know, maybe they ran out. Maybe I had already used them all up. I don't know. Hey, Inkslinger, nice to see you. Thanks. Given what I've just seen, I believe you. Which is unfortunate on the fuel. Well, like all the fuel that's in that box came out of the generators. I think it did. I don't think I had that like on reserve. I had the generators just full in order to run up until the Coriolis storm, and then I took them all down. I didn't think I had fuel up there, so I don't know. I'll have to pay more attention to it. But it definitely there are things missing that I thought were there, and there were numbers that aren't adding up. The servox were interesting too. I don't. Maybe they wear out or something. I don't know. I just want this. I want a regular pattern, and I have to figure it out so that every week I can plan. You know, because I'll sit down Sunday night and I'll put it, or Monday night, Sunday night, whatever, and I'll true up the supplies, but I think I was trying to get away with not having to do that this week. I was hoping I'd just take everything down, put it in a box, bring it all back. That clearly is not the case. Clearly, I have to check the numbers. I was just being lazy. That was all. I mean, I'll own it. I'll own it. Yeah, that too. I've seen that happen to me before. That has absolutely happened to me before. Inventory's full, drops on the ground. You know, I'm walking around, checking the area, but it's so easy. I think it's so easy to miss those. Fuel up, please. I'm not carrying that much fuel, am I? I got a little bit. So that's enough for what I'm doing. Ooh, look at the lights in the sky. Oh, what was I doing there? So I should come back on the right-hand side of that control, the east side of that control point this time. I won't be nearly as close. So if I fly out going to A4, I skirt right past it and I don't touch it. If I fly back in, I come around, I come in on A5 and I'm able to fly directly out there. So I don't know, just getting a routine down. And it looks like it took me maybe 30 minutes this morning to fly up here and do a quick scan and pick a spot. It wasn't a long time. I think I maybe spent an hour Monday night. It was probably, with the extra trips, it's an hour. It's a couple hours with 3 trips in one assault. If we can schedule other people in the guild, we could do it in one shot, but it was not a bad thing to do on my own just so I knew how long it was going to take. And I like to know. Not paying attention. Oh yeah. No. Why did it mark? It marked red for just a tiny bit. I don't know what that was about. Couldn't tell you. Spice! Not much spice. Tiny amounts of spice. I think I can coast all the way there. What do you think? Pretty close. That was only 2 boosts. That's pretty good. Somebody going back. Wow, look at the size of that platform back there. I should go by and see it. It was kind of big. That's a falling ship. Pretty sure. Somewhere around here. Oh, I didn't even bring any more plastone up. I'll do it at the end. The building's stable-ish, sort of, kind of. It's starting to fill in up here. You can start to see people. Scoot over. In case I bring out that other ornithopter. Alrighty. Yeah, we have another box. Let's put those in there. That's fine. That's all good. Salt ornithopter sorted by volume, please. All right, let's see what we can make. Can we make anything interesting up here? Utilities. You can make a couple of those, but that's not what I want. What I want is these. How many do I want? Yes, I want all of them. Oh, hold on. Am I on the line? I'm behind the line. Oh, I'm almost behind the line. Is that important? No. But in my mind, it probably is. Can't help it. Even if I don't do it on live stream, I'll be over here rearranging them and lining them up the lines on the ground at some point. Okay, so that's 10 of those bad boys. I'm going to see if we can go feed them something. And... oh, went right past it. Three days. So they should all be spinning now, right? They're all spinning. We should have used up all this stuff. Yep, it's all gone. Thank you. We are now generating a lot of power that we don't need. Can't believe I'm only using 285 for all those pentashields. I didn't do the math on those. It shouldn't be that difficult to figure out though. So these guys are on reserve if I need to bring on, or once I do that. 1,500. I might have had 12 last week. I don't know. I might have had, instead of 10, I might have had 12. Couldn't tell you. Did I get that over the edge, or is it hanging off the edge? It's hanging off the edge. Can't have that. Cannot have that. All right. Those are not hanging off the edge. Thank you very much. It's not hanging off the edge. And they both need filters. Advanced particulate filters for when we put the other up here. So we're going to turn those guys off until we get the filters. Unnecessary jump. What else can I build up here? Let's see what else I have to just accidentally have the capacity for. No, I don't have those fabricators. I didn't bring enough of anything. So the rest of the materials I should be able to get, not the garment, but the advanced survival fabricator. That'll get me the filters. I don't think I really had anything else up here. I had a regular fab. Yeah, we put a regular fab up against a wall over here. Refineries, yeah, that's going to be the rest of the spice melange. I'm going to need that for the medium chemical refinery, and we're going to need to build the medium ore refinery. Actually, I have to move all those at some point in time, so let's... Yeah, we'll put those over here. Oh, I don't have complex machinery. Yep, so I'll need the medium ore refinery. From a storage perspective, I already had those. I guess I didn't. I shorted myself the silicone block, and I've got a lot more steel up here than I thought I needed. I guess I could build 2 more of these without any real problem. I could build 1 more. Nope, I could build 1 more, and we're not going to build an odd number because that would cause me all sorts of problems. Next trip. I would feel strange having an odd number up here. But I think, you know, coming along. It's got power. We're close on the wind traps. 1 more trip up, really, and I could have pretty much everything built. And I would find out what I'm missing, what pieces, you know, I dropped in the last move. Bring it up. Let's get to 800 meters. Start the glide. The temperature's going up pretty early.
Sector weather alert. A large sandstorm is approaching.
Interesting. No, you know what? I'm gonna wait it out. I can make it to the wall, but I'm not gonna race it. I love that momentum. Wow. I'll go down and take some of those take those other generators down. Let's take 1 and stick it in the corner. Maybe 2.
Sector weather alert. A large sandstorm is approaching.
I guess that's not going to work, is it? I don't need that. I don't need alphabetical. There you go. Unsorted, please. Okay, so there's all my fuel. Most of my fuel. little bit of welding wire. Survey balls. Well, the rest that's pretty generic. I think I have
Sector weather alert. A large sandstorm is approaching.
decoration, no furniture. Is there a table? Oh no, that's not what I want at all. We had some kind of table. Paladin table, was that it? Yeah, we had a table last time. Had some chairs. Actually, we had a chair and then some benches. What kind of benches do we have? Where's the ornamental stuff? We have like a small Atreides thing. That's a big Atreides thing. That's not what I wanted.
Sector weather alert. A large sandstorm is approaching.
Guess we'll put that in the background just for the sake of it. Do we have wall decorations? Let's have a photo of the Kaladin bullfighter. Why doesn't that... Not enough support? It's odd. I don't like it on that wall. That doesn't make any sense to me. Shaddam the Fourth is the Emperor. Harkonnen wall symbols. Chom abstract sculpture. Okay, I'm done with that. I've seen enough of it.
Sector weather alert. A large sandstorm is approaching.
I get it. Large sandstorm is approaching. This much we know. Put some lights up, you know, though the large sandstorm will not make it so dark we can't see. Oh, I didn't pick up the rest of that fuel, which I should, because I don't think they'll stay there forever. Alright. Where's my storm? Get this storm out of the way so I can get back to flying south. Is that it? That looks like a storm to me. Oh, let's go out in the storm room. Go watch from the storm room. It's kind of filthy. Never mind.
Sector weather alert. A large sandstorm is approaching.
We'll watch from the flight deck. What was that? Not that direction. And it's dark. I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure I had lights. I don't think it was supposed to be that dark. Drink from the still suit because it's there. we go. Took moments. And any of the bases to the north are all being raided now. Or not. And we'll do this again. One more trip, maybe. The problem is, I know it's not going to be one more trip. Because that next box, unless I pulled a lot of material out of it, watch the temperatures, let's drop. Keep our nose down, get our speed up. See if I can guess where the horizon line is. I kind of see it. Will do. Map, let off the button. Switch the map back on, let it glide. We're in look around mode. So that third box had 1000 V in it, which I could split up between my own inventory and the assault copter. But I also wanted to bring more plastone back. I suppose, yeah, the raw materials aren't going to be any better on there. No. So we are at 600 meters. Kick it up. Boost. See if we can get back up over 700. Temperature's climbing so fast. That's pretty good. So what am I going to cap out at here? 768, 778. I lost a little bit. So I gave up 50 meters. That was pretty good. Picked up what I needed. Second boost. It's around me. Nothing. Rocks. That direction is the buried testing station. We found at least one. I think it's in the C row. 7. C, B, 7, something like that. Pretty close. Hello, friend. And you are flying. Yeah, that's interesting. I don't know what you're up to, but whatever. Coming up. Still following me? I don't know what you're doing, man. You cannot have been outrun by an assault ornithopter. Just saying. Seems unlikely. Must have gone someplace else. Oh no, he's right below me. He is outrunning me. He should. He should be 20 kilometers faster than me. Maybe not. I feel like I'm probably doing okay if I'm keeping up with that guy. I'm managing my speed as well as I can. Go get that wrecked ship, buddy. There's nobody on it. It's yours. It's all yours, man. That was nice. I don't think I was anywhere near the blue wall. It just took me in right pretty far out. I'm not complaining at all. No, no. Just keep it going. Here. I don't know what's going on over there. Weird. Yes, please. Take me to Haga Basin. Take me to the Haga Basin. Yui, Leto thought. He sabotaged the house generators. We were wide open. Damn you, Yui. Quote from the book, not the alternate timeline. Kind of buried my ornithopter in the sand there, didn't they? I think every time I land, I'm getting closer to that encampment. That's funny. I don't know why the landing point should change, but it does look like I'm closer. Let's get out of here. Crazy. Oh, hold on, they've got me clipped in here. Let's wait for the wings to go past. There we go. Okay. Oh, there's a lot less in here now. Okay. Yeah, hold on. We can do this. That's a lot less material. So what do I want to take in here? So this stuff is loot. That's another storage box. That is helpful. That is definitely necessary. Interesting. How heavy is this stuff? Take some of that in my backpack, can't I? Oh, that was my backpack. I'm not even paying attention. Feels like cobalt paste. You can't go wrong with too much. Like, there's no such thing as too much cobalt paste. The rest of the stuff is just generic. This is like loot from ships and things that other people left up there at the end of last week. Those feel necessary. Thermoelectric coolers for something. I don't know what they're necessary for. So it's not a lot of capacity, and I think I'm going to end up swapping some of that back into my own inventory. Yeah, the spice residue doesn't need to go back up. We're not... I could be wrong. We might be using that for filters. I don't remember what the filter recipe is. I know what the darts were for. That's not bad. So I need to go find some plastone. Cutter rays. Is that an answer to my question? Those are used for... I don't think that was plastinium I used at the deep desert, so... Can I make some? I have bodies. I might have to go do that on its own. Like I don't even have enough material to make 250 plus stone. I thought I had some around somewhere, but perhaps not. Perhaps I have used it all. It could be over at that other base, actually. I might have taken it all over there. I can stop over there on the way out. Let's just make sure. There's none in here. There's none here. Oh, I could take all the fuel, couldn't I? Backpack? Backpack, backpack. Oh, that's good. Check that out. So I'm going to take that up. It's not that heavy, is it? 20V. How about that? Okay, that is heavier than I thought. I'm not gonna have any room for plastone, am I? Yeah, that's not a volume problem. I'm not gonna need that. So I'm gonna put that. I'm gonna go see if there's we're gonna stop at that other base and see if there's any plastone over there. On the way out. Pull up. Don't crash into the rocks. I don't care if you lose a little speed. Just don't hit the rocks and stop entirely. Just flew past my base. I did it. I wasn't even paying attention. Does it look familiar? Looks very familiar. It's the same pattern. Just another replica of the replica. Oh, that really trips me out every time I get caught. Where's the box, man? This place hasn't been fleshed out. Oh, there's plenty of plastone. Yeah, there's... Okay, so let's see what we can get up here. So 978. It's going to fill that up too, isn't it? Yeah. 611. I don't have any room in my own pack, do I? Am I carrying this so crazy? Whatever. Take it all. 500, 600 is enough to help. It'll be useful. Okay, north-northwest. Take a pick. Go north. Let's go straight north over Spiffy's base. I'm gonna have to fly over there with power, aren't I? Maybe. Oh, I think I can do it. Cool. Smash. Drop. Never gets old. Never stops being funny. Bring me up there. Focus on the... What is going on there? If I have my mouse in the center? That's interesting. It just flies away. I thought it was supposed to track me. I mean, it switches back to it, but it's not tracking me for some reason. Maybe I toggled something off. Every time I turn around, I turn something off accidentally. Got trapped on the back of the ornithopter. Unsheltered. I'm not trying to drink. Not trying. I just want to get in. Thanks. F key, not or E key, not F key, please. So on this trip, I'll find out what's really missing and what I can't build. So I should be able to build the survival fabricator. I should be able to build the medium chemical refinery, ore processor. Watching that temperature go up. I'm going to drop it. Make sure we get to 150 and go. I think that's the mark that I want. Go to the map, let off the mark, bring the map back in, or close the map out. Should stay... Okay, I'm staying at 153. I'm losing a little bit of altitude. That's dropping a little faster than I want, really. That's not really making a big difference, is it? No, I tried to angle up, and now I'm losing a little bit of speed. Which is not really a problem, because I'm going to boost anyway. There you go. There's the fuel dropping a lot. Finally caught up. It doesn't look like it updates the fuel when you're boosting. At least it doesn't seem to. If there's some other event that takes place there, it updates the fuel usage. It seems like for a while it just kind of... boost for a long time and it doesn't move, and then suddenly I'll see a big drop. After I fly with the wings, you know, moving, not outside of vulture mode. Well, here's hoping once I have this up here, they don't drop another update on us and move a control point in the middle of our happy little collection of bases in PvE land. We'll see. Yeah, that's a great idea. I had lunch before I started today, since I was tied up doing other things. I often skip my lunch when I'm streaming during the day. It's probably better for me, but... So it went red for just a second, and I didn't actually hear, like, I didn't hear the sound that said, you know, you're in PvP land. But I did see a little red mark. But I think when you cross the boundaries, it resets it as well, which is kind of its own thing, I guess. Well, then you missed it, Sir Gardens a lot. You know, when you were gone at lunch, you know, it's a shame because a sandworm jumped up 500 meters in the air. Almost got me. That actually didn't happen. But, you know, could have. There's a guy hovering, maybe? I don't know what he's doing. Hovering? He's coming this way. That was actually not a terrible landing. I shouldn't say that too soon. I haven't actually landed, so yeah, you know, if only it had happened someplace outside of my imagination in that moment that I explained it. So anyway, let's take all the stuff out and see what we can build now. You can have that. You can have that. All those. None of that stuff matters. Cool. This wall is empty over here. Let's see, can I build a large chemical refinery? And so what's our power usage look like right now? Sorry. Very loud thunder behind me. Thunderclap lighting and all that behind me. I didn't expect that. That was kind of unusual. 645 out of 1500. So that's live. That's cool. We like that. Can we get our medium spice refinery up and running? We have a medium spice refinery up and running. Let's check our power consumption right now. Should be just fine. 995. We have 505 to give. I have a medium ore refinery. No, thank you. Spin it around, please. Do not do that. Now I have the complex machine. I have a lot of complex machine. Okay, we can play this game. We're at, that didn't take much at all, did it? That's kind of surprising. 45, medium ore refinery. We need a fabricator. We need an advanced survival fabricator. That's going to be 150. I'm going to put that in the center here because it seems like a nice thing to have. Storage. We had a medium storage unit. Technically, can I do two of them? I don't think I had a large one up here last week. 51,000. We might have had more than that. I don't recall. And I need to make filters, and this is where I'm going to figure out that I don't have what I need for filters, isn't it? Advanced particulate. Oh, that's the plastinium and water, and we've got a little bit of spice melange left. So the other thing I had built last week, and I didn't bring any bodies up this time, was, do I have a ooh, I could build a large one. We were working with just a small one last week, so that's enough for one. I don't have any bodies up here, so we're going to disable that for right now. So what else is missing up here? I might have to go back and look at my videos. So last week we had a small spice refinery. As it turns out, that's not necessary for what we're doing. When you're up here, you're getting 750 spice on a regular basis. I think this was up on the flight deck, so this is like an unload box. We had a garbage cruncher. We had a box for garbage crunching up here. There was a little more furniture up here, but I'll have to go back and look to see what was even on there, just if I want to make it relatively similar. But otherwise, I think our big problem right now is going to be 2 days and some change. 5 days. So we're a little short on fuel, which is okay. So I'll have to bring some fuel up here. Spice melange, spice refineries here. This guy is good for making surveys and survey probes. For anybody that wants to do some exploring, the advanced fabricator, we can do filters off of it. Once we get, we got to bring some more plastinium up here, or make some plastinium. I don't need to bring more up. Plant fiber we have, and we can get more plant fiber. Silicone block we have plenty of, and water we don't have right now. So we're gonna have to bring some water. So have to get the filters going, have to get the water going, or at least bring some bodies up and start putting a basic supply in up here. I don't think. Why don't I have any Stravidian? I thought I had some out here. I don't know. Did any of it respawn? Yeah, there you go. Ask and you shall receive. We can at least process something. That will feel like the base is running if we process something. What? Doesn't matter. Doesn't really matter. Yeah, I don't know why I'm doing acrobatics. The C key is very close to the X key. That's what it is, and so just had to show off my Swordmaster moves. Oh, I don't even have any water. I can't process it, can I? Oh, okay. So yeah, there's some here. There's just no water. Let's make some. I forgot. I could bring a. I've got a bunch of. I've got a bunch of water down south, and I have plenty of leader johns I can bring up here, and there's some more furniture out here. If I want more power, I might push this thing up to 2,000, so I would need 4 more generators. Otherwise, I think it's up and running. I think the base is good for week 6. I think this is the week 6 map. I skipped the first few. I wasn't really here or paying attention. Let's get ourselves back to base and start thinking about bringing anything up that needs to finish everything off. So, as it turned out, except for the calibrated servox, I had to go in and get some extras of those. I don't think I lost too much, or misplaced much. Filters, which we discussed, didn't seem to come with me, or I'd used them up. Can't tell you for sure. Can't be. I'm not 100% sure if I used them or not. But losing them in the process of destroying the wind traps doesn't seem unlikely. So I'll buy that story. I think that was confirmed. Calibrated servox was about the only other thing. And some of that material was extra, was in there, but that's fine. Oh, I had the plastone. I could have gone ahead and filled that in. I've got plastone up there. I could make more and bring it up, and then I could fill that in, finish up those foundation blocks or something like that. Or if anybody else in the guild jumps up there, they can fill in the foundation blocks. So that's not too bad. I think I'm at the 2-hour mark here, just a little over the 2-hour mark. And I spent, I think it took me all of 30 minutes to go across that E row and find a spot that was reasonable enough. And 30, 40 minutes. I might have spent 5 minutes prepping. I already had some of the stuff already there for me. I did spend another 30 minutes afterwards mapping out the path back down here to A4 and 5, just because I wanted to see what all was here. And then I went east a little bit too. So I've done some mapping. Like I said, I mentioned at the start, it looks like the experience for mapping a sector is at 150 per sector now, which feels like it's 50 higher than it used to be. And if you think about that, what I don't know what 81 times 150 is, but it's pretty good. Like it's you know, it's over 10,000 experience if you just want to go map a bunch of things. And if you're, I think I'm at level 178 right now, I can use the XP, so. Survey probes are cheap, and the experience is good, so it might be worth, probably not going to do a whole live stream of just mapping sector after sector, but come up here in a fast scout ornithopter and bounce around for a while. As exciting as that might be, maybe rack up another level. Can always use the extra skill points for fun and interesting things. Can't you just put that sound on your electric vehicle? Like, isn't there a way to do that? Pick your own sound? That's the way it should be. Should be a customizable option. Like having your own theme music as you walk down the street. But probably local laws and regulations. Somebody probably cares whether you're making noise or not, though. I don't think I'm going to be high enough to hear this. Yeah, I think I messed it up. I'm going to have to fly. I don't want to fly, but I was not paying attention. It's so much easier in a scout where you could just, you know, climb up to 800 meters and glide like all the way across or most of the way. It's kind of crazy. This thing I actually have to pay attention and boost occasionally. And then I have to make absolutely sure I get my full speed back when I dip. If you do that though, you can go a long distance and not give up any real altitude. Yeah, I don't know. That's like an electric truck. That's pretty neat. I like that. Isn't it? Back across the line. I think this line is where it cuts off. Yep. Perfect timing. I don't know why I'm nervous about having the booster running when I hit the wall, because I just think they'll mess it up. And I'll end up back in Haga Basin on the ground with the booster running or something crazy like that, because it was just one of those cases that, you know, Funcom missed. Like, nobody thought of that. You know, like hitting the wall and falling. Like that. That is an odd thing to have happen. If you hit the wall, it should just lock you in place right there. Although I guess if you hit the wall and you don't want to leave, you should be able to fall, but maybe you could balance. They could make it rubbery, where like you hit it and you're like, what? And put a little sound effect in there. It sounds like you hit a big rubber band or something. Or they could use more interesting electrical sounds. They have electrical frying sounds. Those would be ideal for that. Just like roasting in the shield. All right, how far away are we? We're pretty close. And we're still on this dune. So that's the same spot. That's the exact same spot. Mr. Parr 911 says, I hate flying myself. I find it too slow. It's like a big pig, isn't it? It's like trying to drive a cow. Like if you've been riding a horse that's fast, you're like, oh, this is like a cow. And it doesn't want to go places. And you just keep swatting it with a stick and going, move. Yeah, it's kind of, it's weird. But it holds 1,000 units of volume. I've never put rockets on mine. I think it's also, I think the armor on it's pretty good too, like the total armor amount. It's pretty nice. I've heard on one-on-one it'll take some damage. But you can take, I mean, you can certainly take them out of the air, but it's interesting as a transport, you know? It's not the worst thing. But it definitely makes me appreciate the scout when I get back in here. This thing's so much better. Can I put this on the pad? Okay. I could put it up here. Hold on. Here. That's fun. I guess it won't drop because I'm not in it. Just drop. Just drop, man. Just get through the shield. Oh man. Okay. I think that's. Let me check that. I have one other box up here that I use occasionally. A little bit of spice sand. There's nothing special in that one. Well, I hate to move and run, but actually there's a storm coming in too, but I don't have time to run for a full 5 hours today. I got a bunch of other stuff that's stacked up on outside. I love the crowd that's here. Thank you so much for joining me for the short time watching the move in to the deep desert. So we did that, establishing a pattern. Looks like it's working all right, except I'm clearly missing a few pieces here or there. Also missing some components I'm taking to the base. I might be missing some other pieces too. So if you'd be so kind, hit the like button, and that will run the YouTube side. And if you aren't a subscriber on YouTube, it'd be wonderful if you were a subscriber so you found out when I was doing these live streams, or on Twitch/Kineer Gaming. I think today is, or was, this morning was the last time for the Twitch drops. So until they do another campaign over there, I don't know. I'll always mention Twitch that it's there. I enjoy multi-streaming over there. We're moving up towards almost 100 followers on Twitch as well, and YouTube's doing great. I'm going to start doing a few more guide videos, maybe some stuff that's follow-up to my original guide. Although a lot of people are past that, but maybe there's some new people that are starting in the game as well. I'd like to do some new player stuff and talk about some early game things. There's just so much when you get to this point that you already know. And we start to take for granted and things like that. But anyway, thank you so much. This is Kineer, and I'm out of here. I'll see you on the next one. Thanks.